Jessie and I got to hang out in the Stevens store in the West Village a couple months ago, and you have been one very busy bee since then.
I have.
I mean,
Very busy.
You've been on the CBS, the morning show,
Jonas Brothers,
Jonas Brothers
radio tour.
Crazy. What is it like being on the road with the Jonas Brothers?
It was very interesting. You know, that wasn't a group I ever wanted to go on the road with. I never thought about going on the road with them. I've always been into like rock bands, but when they approached me about the idea, you know, I really thought about it because their fans are going to be my fans. They've got girls from 5 to 15, even older than that, and I want those same girls to buy my record. So when they asked me to do it, I was like, you know, this is an opportunity I cannot pass up. So it really, really helped. I got a lot of emails on MySpace and Twitter, and girls telling me they saw me in Jonas Brothers and loved me. So it was a great opportunity.
And did you get to hang with the guys? Did you become friends with them? What was
Not
the
so
deal?
much.
You didn't really.
No.
They were doing their own thing?
The schedules are, I mean, you get there, and by the time you get there, they're in their dressing rooms.
Mm-hmm.
By the time I get off stage, they're going on stage. I got to talk to them once or twice. They were very nice.
What's really cool is that Jessie was also recently named one of MTV's Discover and Download artists, which is massive, but you know who had her first? The Steve Madden music, let's be honest. All right? We did have Jessie first. Steve's always on the ball.
I'm on the ball. And I want to hear about George Strait. No, but it's not. And they asked me in the interview, I've been interviewed, that what music do you like? And I'm always so embarrassed when I tell them, well, like I listen to George Strait on my iPod along with Sam Cooke or whatever. And I'm always like, George Strait. And you know,
She'd be proud of that.
but she said she kicked it with George Strait.
I did.
He's cool.
I was in Palm Springs for Country Thunder, I think is what it was. And I had my manager there with me, and he was really good friends with George. So we had dinner with him, and then we went to a show, and then hung out with him on the tour bus afterwards. He was the most down-to-earth man I'd ever met. You know, there was a lot of country artists that were playing that show, and whenever one of them would get off stage, they'd like clear, everyone get out of the way, and like, you know, be really like their big name. George Strait just walked right on through, wasn't bothered with anyone, didn't act like a big shot. I mean, and that's what I think makes him so huge. He's just so amazing and so accessible to people. So it's a good thing that you like him.
I like him. And George Strait, Jonas Brothers, it covers a lot of.
Yeah, full spectrum right
Yes,
there.
it's good.
Yeah.
Allman Brothers.
Well, your music does cover the full spectrum of genres.
Yes.
I mean, you definitely have a little rock to you. You got some pop, you got some R&B, and you definitely put your southern influences come out with some country and some twang.
Yeah, it's pop music with a twang. You know, I incorporated southern rock, pop music. You know, a lot of it's very soulful. Some of it's stripped down. But there's definitely a lot of country in it. I am from the South, and I love Nashville and Georgia and Texas, Florida. I've lived in all those places, and it was impossible to make a record without incorporating that style of music in the album. It just, we tried, and it just didn't work. It always came out, and it's such a huge part of me. And I'm lucky to be able to be on a pop label and have both. You know, and I think it's perfect timing for that. You know, Shania Twain did, so why can't I?
Exactly. Little Shania Twain's here left.
Right, Shania Twain. Not crazy about her, but
Why?
I like you better.
Nice.
She had that guy from Def Leppard or something.
Mutt Lange.
Mutt
Yeah.
Lange, right? Was he Def Leppard or something?
He produced them.
He did, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
So she had that going for her. But
Steve knows his trivia.
I do think that it is. I think that country music is cool, and I love rock and roll. And I've always wondered why it can't sort of. I always wondered why it was so, you know, separate and like outside of the political thing, because usually the country guys are right wingers and the rock guys are left wingers, you know, and so there's that bit. But other than that, it's all, it really, to me, it's all rock and roll, to be honest.
It's all music.
And it's,
It
you know,
is.
where would they play Elvis today? What stations would play Elvis if he was putting out records?
Country.
Probably, right?
I think. When you do look back on that, it's interesting to think about. You know, where would the Beatles be played? Where would Bobby Gentry be played? You know.
Bobby Gentry.
I mean, and some of the greatest artists are a fusion of everything. I mean, Johnny Cash is one of the best of all time. I mean,
Exactly.
he's just as much country as he
He's
is
rock
rock.
and roll.
So it's the same.
I completely agree with you.
Yeah.
And I think it's time. I mean, it's 2000. It's gonna be 2010. You know, like why not?
Right.
There's so many things that are changing today, and why can't music do that as well? Why can't we have pop and country? One day there will be a station called Hip Hop. I'm telling you, for real.
Hip hop.
Yes.
I think you just coined that right now.
No, I
Jessie
Actually,
I was trying to give you credit, but
the Dixie
Thank you,
Chicks,
though.
the Dixie
Hey,
Chicks
you're back.
try to sort of.
yeah,
There's
Dixie
so many
Chicks
people
for
that are
sure.
doing like Rascal Flatts are doing Big and Rich. I mean,
Yeah.
Taylor Swift obviously is on pop radio and on country radio.
Yeah.
And I just think it's perfect timing.
It's whatever's popular. I mean, you know, the word pop has sort of a stigma sometimes.
Right.
It's really just popular. What is popular culture? So
Exactly.
It's a little bit of everything.
Patsy Cline.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Fantastic.
Yeah.
I used to sing crazy as a little girl all the
Oh,
time.
did you?
Right.
Listen to my songs.
How cute were you as a little girl singing Patsy Cline?
I love to do that. I did Janis Joplin a lot too.
Oh, Janice is my favorite.
Oh, me too.
Yeah.
She is such a wild woman.
She's so hot.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say, Jessie and I last time were talking about how, you know, how fashion and music go hand in hand, and sometimes you hear a certain song makes you feel a certain way, and it may even make you want to wear a certain something, even a shoe. You know, you're listening to one song, you might want to put on a boot versus a stiletto. You know.
Exactly.
So.
No, it's very true. And you know what? And I knew tonight was going to be acoustic, so I wore something kind of light and loose. And I think the shoe goes perfectly with this. This shoe can either be dress up. I wore this to a spring collection LA Reid's show, and I had on a cocktail dress, and so it was a very, very dressy occasion. And then now this is very summery, and it's got the wood, which makes it casual at the same time. So that's the good thing about your shoes.
Yeah.
That you can wear them with either. You can have really dressy shoes or casual, and it goes with whatever you're wearing.
Absolutely.
So as far as tonight's acoustic set, it goes perfectly all together.